All right, guys, part one of our How to Win Every Single Day of the Year. This is a little goal setting workshop that we've entitled 365 to Change Your Life. The reason being, as you'll see as you go through Mumba, there are no days off if you want high levels of success. And when I'm saying there's no days off, that doesn't mean you don't take days to recharge and refresh. It's that if you want ultimate success and you literally want to change your life in the next 12 months, then I want you to commit fully to this process and go all in. And this is why we call it 365 to change your life. It fucking rhymes, so let's get it. All right, let's go. So, guys, how to basically change your life in 365, which is a full 12 months, is by setting a really, really big goal and getting very, very clear on the path to get there. Okay, so I'm very fortunate. I don't know if it's fortunate. It's cost me a lot of money to have some really great mentors. One would be Brendan Bouchard. Another one that I'm working with right now is a guy named Dan Martell. So Brendan Bouchard, one of the all-time greats of high performance coaching, recently rated number 2 in the world for elite mindset coaching and basically coaches the best people in the world. People like Oprah Winfrey, like or presidents, all that sort of thing, like the highest of the highest people. And his biggest thing is that anytime you have a roadblock, at any time you're stuck, is you're lacking clarity and you don't have a compass. So this here is going to be a compass to allow you to guide you. The other guy that I was just talking about, Dan Martell, his coach is actually the number 1 mindset coach in the world, Ed Milet. And this little goal setting process is something that I've learned from him. And I'm going to add a little bit at the end of this little presentation to ask you guys actually something a little bit higher that I've actually set for my own goals for myself. And I'm going to read them out to you. So for those of you who, look, a year is great, but if you want to change your entire life, then make sure you follow along till the end. What I want you to do, guys, as you're going through this, take out a pen and paper. I use a journal. I've got a little black snake book here. This is my black belt book. This is my journal. This is where I put everything that I want on the highest of highest levels in this one journal. So that's what I recommend. So let's get into it. How to change your life in 365. A goal without a roadmap is nothing more than a wish. So let's dream big and then create a map to make it real. Part number 1, guys, I want you to give you the permission to dream. Okay, so backstory is when I was 12 months ago. So I was in the US. Probably 18 months ago now. I actually went to the US and I went to Disneyland with my little boy. And this is something I never thought I'd actually get to do. I remember at Disneyland, I was when I was planning this trip, I thought it'd be something that my son would love. I got there, I'm nearly in fucking tears because I'm like, holy shit, this poor kid grew up. We literally didn't have hot running water at my house that I grew up at. My dad's were pretty poor, weren't dirt poor, but like very low income and all of that sort of stuff. But anyway, here I am at Disneyland and I'm like, holy shit. All of my fucking dreams that I had as a kid have come true in that 12 months. It was absolutely wild. And all of them were written down on paper. It was incredible. So what I want you guys to do today is give yourself permissions to dream. If everything was to go right and if you were to allow yourself to say, hey, this is what I want my life to look like 365 days from now, what would that look like? I want you to write this down and I want you to make it very, very clear. And I want you to write the exact way your life looks. Okay. Reason why that's really powerful is because if you create a vision, you see it, you feel it, you hear it, you basically feel it deep in your soul, it's going to become more real and there's going to be more emotion attached to it and you're going to be able to move forward. So what I want you guys to think about is what does your business look like? Are you making 20 grand per month? Are you living in Bali? Are you traveling the world as an online coach? Are you, helping hundreds and hundreds of people? Are you, are you buying your mum a house? Are you buying your wife a car? Are you buying your first house? I say this because there's a lot of people in Mumba who have actually done this stuff, okay? And they didn't believe it was possible until they did the work. So, guys, what I want you to do there, give yourself permission to dream. If everything was to go exactly how you wanted it to for the next 365s and you worked your absolute butt off to make it happen, what would that look like? Take that time now, write that down exactly the thing. I want you to get very specific, numbers, what your life looks like, your holidays, how your life looks, all of that sort of stuff. Beautiful. Next part. Cool. A goal without a map and a goal without a set of processes is an absolute waste of time. So, what we need to do then is we need to go and focus on the standards. So, let's take it into a fitness context. Let's say you want to be, you want to compete in a national level powerlifting competition, okay? You know the numbers, you know exactly what you have to hit, you know your nutrition, you know your recovery routines, you know your training routines, you know everything you need to put in place to have that. With these business goals, what are the standards you need to focus on? Is it I need to be very organized with my calendar? I need to be very, very good with my marketing. My marketing needs to be as good as anyone in the fitness industry. My sales process needs to be absolutely dialed in. Cool. These are the skill sets that I need to learn. This is what I need to actually work on and make sure that, hey, every single day I'm holding myself to my standard. I'm not taking a step back. I'm going to learn, I'm going to earn, and I'm going to make this happen. In the next video, guys, you're going to see a video called the 5 daily non-negotiables, or the starting 5. That will give you an insight into the standards that you need to focus on. But for now, go to this and think about what do you need to do. Is it that you need to make 4 sales every single week to hit 200 sales in a year? Is it that you need to make 2 sales every single day to make 14 sales a week? And that's like 600 sales a year. That was hard math. That's wild. But think about the exact numbers, the exact standards you need to hold yourself to, guys, to make those dreams a reality. Then the next part, guys, is you need to unlock resources. What resources do you need to unlock? This could be education. This could be one-on-one mentoring from myself. It could be one-on-one mentoring from, a professional, a guy like Ed Milet, who is actually $350,000 a year for a 45-minute call once a month. And one of my goals is I want to work with Brendan Bouchard in his one-to-one, in his mindset, my mastermind, which is $500,000 a year. Once again, with a once-a-month call, $500,000. But I know if I get access to that, I've got the same access as people like, the best of the best of the best. Okay, so what resources do you need to unlock? Let's say you want to create the world's best coaching program over the next 12 months. For me, our standards, we want to create the best gym in Australia in the next 12 months. So I went to Dan Garnett, who I regard as probably the number one nutrition specialist in the world that I know of right now. And I've done all of his courses. It cost me about 6-7 grand, might have been more, I'm not too sure. But I've gone and basically invested in him because I need his knowledge, because I want my nutrition system for our gym, for our online program, to be the best in the world. Okay, that's all I want. Then I've also gone to a guy named Tom Shepherd, who I'm doing one-on-one strength mentoring with, and he's going to go over all of my programs, dissect them, pull them to absolute bits, so that I can make my programming the best in the world once again, so that I can give it to my online clients, to my gym, make our program the absolute best. I've also gone to Dan Martell because I want to buy back all of my time. This is costing me $36,000 for the year to learn how I can outsource myself and scale my business. I'm just giving you guys insights into the way I think. And I'm like, hey, look, if there's a skill that I need to take my business to the next level, what's it going to cost? Cool, I'm going to go and make it happen. The other things in terms of resources, guys, as I've just told you, you have access to everything that I'm learning. All you need to do is ask the questions. What questions are you going to ask me? Whether it's in programming, whether it's in systems, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales. Often, guys, I normally only speak on marketing and sales because I know that's the thing that's going to help you unlock more resources. But in terms of anything you need in terms of your program delivery, any of that sort of stuff, I either have that knowledge or I can get access to it very, very fast because of the amount of resources I've unlocked. So think about that, guys. Also, too, who are the people you need to be around? If you want to be one of the best coaches around and have that respect, what coaches do you need to be around? If you want to have one of the fucking slickest businesses on the planet, what events do you need to go to? We run in-person events every quarter to make sure that you guys can have access to some of the best information, but also get around people who are on a higher level. Our first event we ran at the Sunshine Coast, we said there was going to be a millionaire coach that came out of that. One of the people's inside a Mumba right now. She's making around $15,000 per week. Cool, getting close to that 20K plus per week, which will make her, $1 million coach. That's been that was 3 or so months after she came to the event, which is pretty incredible. So just think about that, guys. What resources do you need to unlock? Cool. What skills do you need to unlock? What resources, what people, what events do you need to get to? Write that down, guys. Think about that 365. Then, guys, what I want you to do, and this is really, really important, and this is something that I do. So at this time, literally, we opened the gym 10 months ago. Now we're at 100 members, right off the bat, which is really, really cool. We set a goal to do that, and now we're actually going to go celebrate. Me and my partner, she doesn't quite notice is at the time of this recording, but I've hired us a boat to go out on a boat cruise. We're going to have some champagne. We're going to have a really fucking awesome date night, sailing the boat around the Sunshine Coast. That's going to be awesome. We also, though, we set consequences. If this didn't happen by a certain date, we weren't allowed to go to New Zealand on our trip. We've already booked this trip in advance, but we're like, look, we're not going. If we don't make this happen, we're not going. Okay, we're going to have to work through. We can't pay our coaches to do this. We're not going on our trip. So we made our consequences, both positive and negative, very, very clear. And what I want you guys to do is to celebrate the journey and also have milestones. And guys, like, let's say your 365 day goal is to make 20K a month. Cool. Celebrate every little milestone. Your first, your first $1,000 week, your first $2,000 week, your first $5,000 week, your first $10,000 month. Have milestones for that and buy yourself little things. Like I quite like buying little t-shirts. Sometimes I'll buy hats. One of the things I bought was a golden Yoda. Just little things like that remind me of the success I had, and it also gives me that good feeling of like, fuck, you're actually doing something here. You're collecting little trophies as you attach those milestones. One of the most powerful things, though, is obviously if you don't have consequences, you don't put pressure on yourself, you allow yourself just to cruise along, and sometimes you let yourself off the hook because there's sometimes that driving towards the pleasure or the good things isn't as strong as driving away from pain. So attach those negative consequences as well of you not achieving those goals. Get very clear on that, and you can ensure that you'll have the motivation to go and do that. Final part to this, guys, is we want you to set up triggers and alarms. Those 5 daily non-negotiables, the starting 5 that you are going to have to do, and you'll learn in the next video, is what we want you to put in your alarm every single day and ask yourself, did I tick those boxes every single day for 365 days of the year? Yes or no? Black or white? Cool. Every day you miss, cool, is one day that it's going to take longer. It now becomes 366. It becomes 367, and I've got a 100-day goal journal, and I use that over a period of time. And quite often, these 100-day goal journals are taking me 200 days, and that's just the reality of it, guys. Some days you do need some time off. Some days you just miss a day in terms of you might not hit all 5 of your daily non-negotiables. That's the way business is. It's not linear. It is up and down, but just say that, let yourself know that in your mind now. That goal, that 365-day goal, if you can do every single thing that you have on your list in terms of focusing on those standards, getting those resources you need, celebrating the journey and having those consequences, if you set that up as triggers in your phone and then hit that every single day, yes or no, I guarantee your life absolutely changes in the next 365. If not before, guys. Things happen very, very quickly when you have that focused intention, and when you have that focused action. So, guys, that's what we want you to do. Go and set this up. Now, as I promised, I'm just going to let you know, guys, the higher level to this is setting a 25-year goal. And this is your North Star, guys. And you might hear people like Gary Vee who do this. He wants to buy the Jets, the New York Jets, okay? And so for me, I have my 25-year goals, cool, that I've set up, okay? And so reason why this is, it's my guiding compass, If I worked out 25 years from now, I'll be 62, was actually the same age my dad died, which fucking blew my mind. And it was like, shit, if I only have 25 years to make everything in my life happen that, I could die a happy man and I'd be pretty happy with the impact I've had on the world, what would that be? And so my goals for that 25 years was I want to be at $10 million per year. That's how much I want to make. Okay, reason why I had this, and this is probably the extra part to this. The reason you've got to attach a reason why this is important. If you don't have a reason why, these goals are just goals. Okay, so the reason why I want to make $10 million per year is because it unlocks limitless potential. I can unlock any resource I want. That is my goal. I truly feel that if I have all of that cash and all of that money, and this is one of the how I made my psychology around getting more cash and more money more positive, was because I realized it allowed me to unlock more resources and do more things and help more people, give you guys more education. So $10 million a year, that's basically limitless. Fuck it, I could go fly on a jet. I could do whatever I want. Dan Martell, he offers a 45-minute private jet ride with him. It's $10,000 for 45 minutes. I could go do that, but imagine spending 45 minutes with someone who's making $30 million a year. It's crazy. So think of things like that, guys. That's my first one. The second one is I want to have an Aoraki experience in it. So I grew up in a place called South Canterbury. One of our mountains is called Aoraki. It's the tallest mountain in New Zealand, one of the most beautiful places in the world, and it's my spiritual home, I guess, in terms of, like, I'm a Māori. So what I want to set up there is a space that basically people can come and have access to these resources. They can raise their standards. They can basically learn all of this stuff with good food. There's a fucking sick gym there. There's ice baths, saunas, there's magnesium pools. There's basically everything you need to unlock limitless potential. And that's what I want to build at Aoraki in New Zealand. And the reason for this, I want to build one of the most iconic locations for limitless potential and unlocking human potential and the human experience in the world. That's what I want to create. So that's my version of the Gary V buying the New York Jets. That's what I want to do. And in a way, it'll also cement my legacy and me giving back to my tribe, which is the Kaitahu tribe in New Zealand. So that's something I want to do. I also want to be an athletic beast at 80. So I want to be a fucking weapon at 80. I want to be still doing jiu-jitsu. I want to still be lifting weights. I want to be extremely healthy, extremely fit. Reason being, I want to see my grandkids grow up, and I still want to be able to put them in a armbar, take their back in jiu-jitsu at 80. That's what I want to do. And I just want to feel good. So that's going to be my guiding pole. That's why every single day I train. This is why I set up my routines, so that every single day I'm getting my health routines in, I'm training, I'm eating well. I set up my life so that I can purchase and unlock more resources, so I can get more education on how I can be healthy, all of that sort of thing. Also, too, I want to be the go-to mentor in fitness, and I actually want to do this in the next 12 months. That's a fucking crazy goal, because there's people that have been around a lot longer than I have, but I feel like I have a lot to give. And I really want to give back to this industry, and I want to cement myself as one of the go-to mentors in fitness. If you come to me, I have the access to the resources, the skill set, the experience that can help any coach go to the highest levels they possibly want to go to. And that's my goal. And I truly believe this is because it's going to give me fuel for bigger projects. I love this. At some point, 10 years from now, I'll probably just want to be someone like a Brendan Bouchard, a Dan Martell, or Ed Milet, operating on that extremely high level. So that's my fuel for this, and I just want to be the absolute best and make sure you guys can fucking take your game to the next level. So that's my goals, guys. And so with this team, that's I guess my further goal setting process. That's me 25 years from now. Everything I do in the next 12 months, everything I do today, everything I do is designed so that I move closer and closer to that. That is how I set up my 5 daily non-negotiables, the Mamba starting 5, every single day. And I ask myself, am I ticking that off? Yes or no? Cool. If I do that, I know I'm moving closer to my goals, and not only my life changes, every single person I come into contact with, their life changes forever too, which is something I would fucking be happy dying knowing that that's what I contributed to the world. So, team, go get that done. Shoot me through. I would love to see what you come up with in terms of your 365. Other than that, team, get after it. Set up those triggers. Set up those intentions on your alarms, and go get it. All right.